This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. In the realm of high-end horology, Rolex remains one of the most respected and coveted names. With models such as the Daytona, Submariner, and GMT-Master II in steel often commanding year-long waitlists or premiums on the secondary market, the brand enjoys a reputation for unmatched demand and resale strength. However, this consistent enthusiasm does not extend across the entire catalog. Certain Rolex references, despite the same impeccable build quality and heritage, frequently fail to capture widespread interest among collectors or casual buyers. In this video brought to you by the Luxury World, we will focus on 5 Rolex models that routinely underperform in terms of demand and collector sentiment. While each offers value in its own right, these watches tend to linger in authorized dealer cases or circulate through gray market inventories at reduced prices. This analysis explores the contributing factors behind their lukewarm reception, including aesthetics, size, category confusion, and outdated styling. Make sure to subscribe to Luxury World for exclusive access to upcoming insights, curated content, and expert guidance to help elevate every step of your watch investment journey. Rolex Datejust Two-Tone Yellow Gold Modern References. The two-tone yellow gold Datejust, long associated with milestones and legacy, has gradually declined in desirability. Once considered a benchmark of luxury and achievement, the modern rendition of this watch faces growing disinterest among newer buyers. The polished center links and high-contrast gold elements, while historically iconic, are now perceived as too traditional or outdated by younger demographics favoring more subtle aesthetics. Although mechanically sound and highly versatile, the yellow-gold two-tone Datejust now faces fierce competition not only from within Rolex's own collection, but also from vintage versions of itself. Collectors can obtain earlier references, often with charmingly aged gold accents and patinated dials, at significantly lower prices without compromising functionality. These older models offer the same go-anywhere, do-anything appeal, but with vintage flair and deeper market value. Furthermore, buyers willing to spend upwards of $13,000 are increasingly gravitating toward steel sports models or exploring offerings from other brands that offer more contemporary styling. The yellow-gold two-tone Datejust, once celebrated, now finds itself sidelined by a combination of shifting tastes and internal cannibalization within the Rolex catalog. Rolex GMT-Master II two-tone yellow-gold steel and yellow-gold/ceramic bezel. Another two-tone reference facing diminished interest is the steel and yellow-gold GMT-Master II with a ceramic bezel. Although the GMT-Master line itself remains one of Rolex's most celebrated, this specific configuration, featuring bright yellow gold paired with black ceramic, fails to resonate with a broad collector base. Much of the resistance can be attributed to visual contrast. The stark interplay between yellow and black appears jarring to some, especially in a market leaning heavily toward muted tones, Everose gold, or full steel references. The rise in popularity of the Everose Root Beer GMT-Master II further pushed the yellow-gold variant into obscurity as collectors preferred the warmer, more refined tones of rose gold over the brightness of yellow. From a value perspective, the yellow-gold two-tone version also occupies an awkward price segment. It commands a premium above steel variants, but lacks the full luxury perception of solid gold models. As such, it fails to strongly appeal to either end of the buyer spectrum, those seeking subtlety or those aiming for exclusivity. Its limited sightings, even in luxury-centric locales, underscore the broader market hesitancy. While it may still hold appeal for specific aesthetics or vintage-inspired collectors, the configuration remains one of the less favored options in the GMT-Master II family. Rolex 1908, formerly Cellini. The Rolex 1908 serves as a refined successor to the now discontinued Cellini line. Marking a rare deviation from Rolex's sports-oriented identity, this model was designed as a classically elegant dress watch, complete with a sapphire exhibition caseback, precious metal construction, and finely decorated movement. Despite these thoughtful design touches, the 1908 struggles to gain meaningful traction. One key issue lies in Rolex's entrenched association with rugged, sport-oriented timepieces. Buyers seeking high-end dress watches in the $20,000 range typically turn to brands with deep roots in formal horology, such as Patek Philippe, Vacheron Constantin, or JLC, leaving Rolex's offering perceived as an outlier. Further compounding the problem is the model's limited versatility. In an era where casual style dominates, the need for a dedicated dress watch has diminished. Few buyers feel compelled to invest in a timepiece designed solely for formal occasions, especially when sport watches on leather straps can fulfill a similar role with greater wearability. Although the 1908 presents technical excellence and visual sophistication, its lack of mainstream appeal and high price tag prevent it from becoming a core part of most collections. It remains a niche acquisition, often reserved for collectors seeking completeness or occasional formality rather than everyday versatility. Rolex Air King 40mm reference 116900 and 126900. The Air King has consistently occupied a peripheral space within Rolex's lineup, and its modern 40mm iteration underscores that role. The original reference, 116900, introduced a bold aviation-style dial yet lacked crown guards and luminous numeral features typically expected in a watch marketed as sporty. These omissions created confusion about the watch's purpose. While its dial offered character, the case architecture did not align with its apparent tool watch identity. For a period, secondary market demand surged, with certain units selling at notable premiums. However, the novelty quickly wore off as collectors realized the watch neither performed as a full sports model nor stood out as a refined dress option. The absence of lume and crown guards led to criticisms, and interest diminished accordingly. Responding to this feedback, Rolex launched the 126900, featuring both crown guards and luminous markers. These adjustments brought the Air King closer to contemporary expectations for sport models and revived modest interest in the line. Still, the Air King as a whole remains overshadowed by more iconic offerings like the Explorer, Oyster Perpetual, or Submariner. The 116900, in particular, is now often overlooked unless offered at a significant discount. Despite efforts to refine the Air King's identity, the model continues to face a demand deficit, trapped between heritage and innovation without securing a loyal buyer base. Rolex Yacht-Master 37mm. The Yacht-Master in 37mm represents a curious entry in the Rolex catalog. Marketed as a mid-sized luxury sports watch, this reference combines elegance with utility, offering configurations in two-tone, oyster flex, and even precious metal with a platinum bezel. Its rhodium dial with blue accents remains a standout for visual appeal. Nevertheless, the model fails to gain meaningful popularity in broader markets. The primary issue is sizing. With a 37mm case diameter and an even smaller lug-to-lug distance, the watch wears significantly smaller than other Rolex sports models. While Rolex refers to it as mid-size, its proportions feel more aligned with traditional women's watches. Yet its sporty design lacks the refinement or gem-set styling typically favored in ladies' models. This disconnect narrows the target demographic, alienating both traditional male buyers, who often find it too small, and female buyers seeking more formal elegance. In global markets where wrist sizes trend smaller, such as in parts of Asia, the watch sees marginally better adoption. However, in regions where robust cases dominate preferences, the Yacht-Master 37mm remains in limbo. While enthusiasts with compact wrists might consider it, its market positioning limits widespread appeal. This reference is further disadvantaged by its proximity in price to larger, more popular Rolex models. When faced with the option between a full-size Submariner or GMT-Master II versus the compact Yacht-Master, most buyers lean toward perceived value, versatility, and recognizability. As such, the 37mm Yacht-Master struggles to maintain a competitive foothold. Rolex remains the most aspirational and recognizable name in the luxury watch world. Yet even within its vaunted lineup, not every model achieves universal appeal. Still, for those with unique preferences or a contrarian approach to collecting, these underappreciated references offer potential value and individuality. In a marketplace increasingly shaped by conformity and hype, the overlooked Rolex may one day emerge as the most distinctive choice. What are your thoughts on the Rolex watches we shared in this video? We would love to hear your perspective. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments and give the video a thumbs up if you found it insightful. Do not forget to follow Luxury World for more curated content on fine timepieces and market insights. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to welcoming you again in our next video.